You are sabotaging your own day before it even begins. One thought, a single mental choice, can either ignite unstoppable energy or sink you into paralysis. That worry you indulge in first thing in the morning. It's not the traffic, the email, or the news. It's your mind handing the day over to chaos. Understand this. Reality doesn't dictate your experience. Your interpretation does. The people who dominate their lives don't wait for luck, motivation, or approval. They command their mind, discipline your thinking, and the world bends. Subtly. In response, positive thinking isn't fluff. It isn't cheerleading, it's strategy. It's mental armor. Your thoughts are the battlefield, and clarity is your weapon. Your mind can crush obstacles or amplify them. Today, you're going to learn the 7 Stoic mental disciplines that will stop weakness in its tracks. Each one rewires how you face challenges, turning hesitation into action and fear into opportunity. Secret 1. Convert frustration into movement. Complaining is the poison of wasted energy. Every word you spill over what's wrong chains you to it. The Stoics knew this centuries ago. Grip the problem, don't moan about it. Action, even the smallest, is a declaration that you control your life. Feeling stuck in your body, stop staring, stop whining, and move. 5 minutes of motion, a single intentional step, is a signal to your mind choice exists. At work, the same principle applies. Hours of griping about bosses, paychecks, or circumstances achieve nothing. Instead, invest that energy into skill building, planning, or solving. Complaining feeds inertia. Action creates momentum. The difference is stark. Victims talk. Builders act. Positive thinking isn't denial. It's tactical focus on what you can change. Right now, your life bends toward the hands that do, not the mouths that moan. Control starts in the mind and shows in movement. Secret 2. Interrogate your fear. Your mind inflates tiny problems into mountains. One delay becomes catastrophic. One criticism becomes a verdict on your worth. That's not reality. It's interpretation gone rogue. The Stoics mastered the art of questioning. Before you surrender to negativity, ask, is this truly disastrous? Or am I imagining the worst? Pause. Examine. Separate fact from projection. A sharp remark at work isn't proof you're failing. It's data. A missed opportunity isn't a life sentence. It's information. Pessimism thrives in unexamined thought. Reflection kills exaggeration. Your mind stops being a playground for imagined horrors and becomes a tool for measured action. Practice this relentlessly. The more you interrogate fear, the faster it loses control. Soon, what once triggered panic becomes manageable. Your mental lens shifts. The world is not out to crush you. It simply exists. You decide which truths to act on and which shadows to ignore. This is mastery of perception. Secret 3. Protect your mind from noise. You live in constant distraction. Alerts, headlines, messages, they pull your attention like thieves in the night. Each interruption chips away at your mental clarity. Positive thinking cannot thrive in chaos. The Stoics didn't have smartphones, but they understood the principle. A distracted mind is a weak mind. Guard your focus. Decide what enters your consciousness. Not everything deserves attention. Silence is not emptiness, it's armor. Reduce the clutter. Scroll less, read with purpose. Consume only what strengthens thought. The fewer the distractions, the sharper your perception, you regain ownership of your mind. The calm that emerges is fertile ground for decisive action. In this space, energy isn't scattered, it's directed. Every ounce of attention you reclaim builds mental power. Information is not strength, clarity is. Protect it. Without this, all other Stoic practices fall short. Secret 4. Pause before you act. Impulse is the enemy of wisdom. Most regret is born in the instant you react without thought. One angry word, one snap decision, and your day, or even your relationships, can derail. The solution is simple. Breathe. Inhale fully. Exhale. Create space between stimulus and response. That tiny pause separates the rational mind from reactive chaos. Your heartbeat slows, clarity returns, and the automatic loop of fear or anger breaks. This is not weakness, it's control. Silence before speaking is strength. Waiting before acting is mastery. With practice, you train yourself to respond deliberately rather than react desperately. You regain sovereignty over your mind. Impulses thrive on immediacy. Wisdom thrives on pause. Every time you breathe first, you signal to yourself that you are the commander of your thoughts, not a prisoner of your emotions. Secret 5. Surround yourself with power. You cannot grow in a toxic environment. Every person, every word, every habit around you shapes your mind, silently, relentlessly. Pessimism, complaints, excuses, they are contagious. If you spend time with those who dwell in negativity, your thoughts will mirror theirs. But place yourself near clarity, discipline, and determination, and your mind adapts. You don't need lessons. Their presence is the instruction. This applies to media too. The books you read, the voices you listen to, the images you consume, they sculpt your inner landscape. Choosing strong examples is not arrogance, it's survival. You are the sum of your influences. Curate them ruthlessly. When you fill your life with people and content that elevate you, positive thinking ceases to be effort. It becomes the default. Your mind starts reflecting strength because that's the company it keeps. Secret 6. Watch your thoughts. Don't obey them. Thoughts appear uninvited, like clouds drifting across the sky. Some bring fear, regret, or doubt. Most people mistake these intrusions for truth and act like slaves to them. The Stoics knew better. Observe without attachment. Step back. Notice the thought. Let it pass. It doesn't define you. A single worry does not dictate your day. A fleeting memory is not your identity. By watching without clinging, you reclaim mental space. You stop fueling storms in your mind. Every moment you practice this, that you gain freedom. Anxiety loses its grip. Negative thoughts become temporary events, not permanent verdicts. You are not the clouds. You are the sky that holds them. This perspective is raw power. From this vantage, positive thinking grows naturally because your mind is no longer a battlefield. It's a stage you control. Secret 7. Discipline trumps mood. Most people wait to feel motivated before acting. That's a trap. Motivation is fleeting, unreliable, a luxury for the weak-minded. Discipline is unwavering. It acts regardless of how you feel. The Stoics mastered this. Commitment does not bend to emotions. Energy high or low, fear or comfort, action continues. When you value discipline above mood, you build a life that does not fluctuate with every emotional tide. Consistency compounds. You stop waiting for inspiration. You show up anyway. You learn that feelings pass, but results remain. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement, dreams and reality. Master this, and your mind stops being a slave to circumstance. It becomes a machine for growth, resilience, and clarity. Nothing outside can dictate your progress. Only your inner resolve does. Now it's time to act. Knowledge without execution is wasted energy. You've learned the 7 Stoic disciplines. Now you need a plan to put them into motion within the next 24 hours. Start small, but start deliberately. Each step is a declaration that you control your mind. Step 1. Pick a single complaint you've been nursing and replace it with action. Even a tiny move signals choice and breaks inertia. Step 2. Identify one fear or pessimistic thought. Interrogate it and see it for what it really is. Step 3. Cut out a piece of noise, social media, unnecessary news, or distraction that steals your attention. These are tactical strikes against chaos. Each act compounds, shifting your mental state from reactive to deliberate. This isn't fluff. This is training. Within a single day, you can already redirect the trajectory of your mind if you take it seriously. Step 4. Before reacting to any situation, an email, a comment, a difficult conversation, pause and breathe deliberately. Inhale fully. Hold. Exhale. Just one conscious breath can prevent a cascade of regret. This pause creates distance between stimulus and response. It's how you regain command over your impulses. Step 5. Identify one person, mentor, or content source that inspires clarity and discipline. Immerse yourself in their example for at least an hour. Let their presence, real or digital, anchor your thoughts. Step 6. Practice observing one passing thought without clinging to it. Treat it like a cloud. Notice it, acknowledge it, let it go. This builds resilience against mental storms. Finally, Step 7. Commit to one action that requires discipline regardless of mood. Don't wait for motivation. It's unreliable. Just show up. 7 micro steps. One day, you are already building momentum. These 7 micro actions aren't just exercises. They're a mindset reset. By the end of 24 hours, you'll feel the shift. Your mind starts responding, not reacting. Your energy is directed, not scattered. Your focus sharpens because you've taken back control. You've replaced complaint with movement, fear with inspection, chaos with clarity. The Stoics understood this principle too. They weren't years ago, and it remains true today. Your life is what your thoughts make of it. Each deliberate choice reinforces strength, builds resilience, and trains your mind to see possibilities instead of problems. Momentum grows fast when your decisions are guided, not random. What seemed impossible yesterday, the calm, focus, energy of a disciplined mind, becomes tangible within a single day of consistent effort. This is the edge that separates thinkers from doers. Momentum dies without reinforcement. One day of disciplined action is powerful, but the mind is slippery. It forgets if you don't train it daily. To sustain this transformation, repeat the 7 actions every morning. Begin with movement instead of complaint. Interrogate one new fear or negative thought. Limit information overload. Pause before any reaction. Seek an inspiring example. Observe your thoughts like clouds. Commit to one act of discipline. No matter how you feel, over time, these repeated choices form a mental habit so strong that positivity, clarity, and resilience become automatic. You no longer hope for motivation, you manufacture it. The Stoics didn't wait for good days to act. They acted every day, regardless of circumstance, because the only way to build mastery is consistency, not mood. Consistency compounds quietly but ruthlessly. One disciplined day builds on the last. The small mental victories, pausing before reacting, questioning fear, taking action instead of complaining, stack up. Within a week, you notice energy you didn't have before. Within a month, clarity becomes the default. You start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. Your mind stops being a battlefield. It becomes a command center. The Stoics mastered this effect through daily practice. Marcus Aurelius didn't write about motivation. He wrote about the relentless exercise of self-control. Epictetus didn't hope for calm. He trained for it. When you repeat these actions, you're not just thinking positively, you're programming your mind for resilience, focus, and unstoppable execution. Every small choice is a brick in the foundation of an unshakable mind. Resistance will appear. The mind hates control. It craves excuses. You'll feel laziness, irritation, doubt, and the seductive pull of old habits. This is normal. It's the battlefield showing itself. The difference between stagnation and growth is how you respond. The Stoics didn't wait to feel ready or be inspired. They acted despite resistance. Recognize the discomfort for what it is, a signal that your mind is stretching. Complaining, scrolling, procrastinating, they are easy. Choosing action, focus, and discipline is hard. That difficulty is proof of growth. Lean into it. Each moment you fight inertia is a victory. The inner struggle isn't a flaw, it's the path. Your future self depends on how you train your mind when it resists. Weak minds yield. Strong minds confront resistance and turn it into momentum. Self-observation is your secret weapon. Most people live on autopilot, unaware of how thoughts, moods, and habits shape their reality. The Stoics called this inner witness, watching your mind as it reacts. Instead of identifying with every impulse, begin noticing patterns. When do you complain? When does fear hijack you? When does distraction steal your focus? Awareness alone changes the game. Once you see the triggers, you can intervene, pause, breathe, redirect energy toward deliberate action. Observation is not judgment. It's intelligence applied to the self. The moment you step back, you stop being a victim of circumstance and start being the architect of your mental state. Every insight gained through observation is leverage, giving you control over how you respond, think, and act. Your environment is silent instruction. Every person, object, and piece of content around you shapes your mind. The Stoics understood that influence is subtle but powerful. Negative companions, shallow media, and chaotic surroundings erode clarity and discipline without you noticing. To train your mind, curate your environment ruthlessly. Surround yourself with people who embody focus, resilience, and calm. Consume books, podcasts, and media that sharpen rather than scatter your thoughts. Even your workspace matters. Clutter invites distraction, order invites clarity. Your environment either reinforces your mental mastery or sabotages it. This is not optional. If you want your mind to operate at its peak, control the inputs relentlessly, because weak inputs produce weak outputs, and strong inputs create unstoppable clarity and momentum. Emotions are powerful, but they are not commands. Most people are prisoners of fear, anger, or desire, letting them dictate actions and ruin days. The Stoics taught that we cannot always control what happens, but we can control our response. Pause, observe the emotion, name it, don't suppress it, but don't obey it either. Respond from reason, not impulse. One conscious choice in the heat of emotion rewires your mind for all future moments. Anger becomes clarity. Fear becomes insight. Frustration becomes action. This is how mental mastery manifests in daily life. Emotions become tools, not tyrants. Train yourself to see them as data, not dictators. The more consistently you act this way, the less energy your mind wastes on unnecessary suffering. Emotional freedom is the backbone of positive, disciplined thinking. Discipline compounds like a force of nature. One choice repeated daily becomes habit. Habits repeated daily become character. Character repeated over years becomes destiny. This is how the Stoics built inner empires. Not with luck, not with fleeting inspiration, but with relentless daily choices. Every time you act instead of complain, breathe before reacting, or challenge a negative thought, you reinforce neural pathways for strength, focus, and resilience. Soon, the mind that once wavered in fear now naturally seeks solutions. The person who depended on motivation now depends on habitual action. Your inner world sets the trajectory of your outer world. Ignore this, and chaos rules. Embrace it, and your life bends toward mastery. Discipline is invisible until it manifests, but when it does, it's unstoppable. Anticipate, don't react. Most people live in the aftermath of problems, scrambling when life pushes back. The Stoics prepared in advance. They trained their minds to expect difficulties and respond strategically. By visualizing challenges, rehearsing responses, and controlling what's controllable, they turned chaos into opportunity. You must do the same. Each morning, identify potential obstacles, distractions, emotional triggers, setbacks, and decide how you will act if they arise. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. When the inevitable happens, your mind doesn't fracture, it adapts. You respond with precision, clarity, and calm. Anticipation is power because it moves you from being a victim of circumstance to being a commander of your day. The future no longer surprises you, it tests your training. Integration is where transformation becomes real. The 7 Stoic disciplines: action over complaint, questioning fear, limiting noise, pausing before reacting, curating influences, observing thoughts, and valuing discipline over mood, don't work in isolation. They are a system. When you apply them together, your mind begins operating like a well-oiled machine. Complaints vanish because action is automatic. Pessimism fades because questioning is habitual. Chaos recedes because focus is trained. Emotions no longer hijack you because observation and pause are second nature. Discipline becomes your backbone. Each practice amplifies the others. One day, you realize you aren't fighting your mind anymore. You are mastering it. Life doesn't push you around. Challenges bend, decisions sharpen, and your energy multiplies. This is Stoic power applied in modern life. Systematic, deliberate, relentless. Now, here's the truth you cannot ignore. Knowledge without execution is wasted potential. You've learned the Stoic secrets, the mental disciplines, the daily tactics, but they only matter if you act. Stop waiting for motivation, inspiration, or a perfect moment. That moment is now. One step, one breath, one deliberate choice is enough to start rewiring your mind. Show up for yourself. Fight inertia. Replace complaint with movement, fear with inspection, distraction with focus, reactivity with pause, toxic influence with strength, identification with observation, and mood with discipline. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. Repeat relentlessly. Your future self depends on this. The people who succeed aren't luckier. They're trained. They make choices. The weak-minded postpone. You are capable of the same mastery if you refuse to negotiate with excuses. Here's your 24-hour action blueprint. 1. Replace one complaint with immediate action. 2. Challenge a single negative or fearful thought. 3. Eliminate one source of noise or distraction. 4. Practice one deliberate breath before responding to any trigger. 5. Spend time with or consume content from one inspiring example. 6. Observe one passing thought without clinging. 7. Commit to one action that requires discipline, regardless of mood. 7 small, deliberate steps, one for each Stoic discipline, completed in a single day, and your mind begins its transformation. Do not delay. Do not rationalize. Execute. Your energy, clarity, and focus will compound with every repetition. Today, you stop being a victim of circumstance and start being the commander of your mind. Act, observe, repeat, master yourself. If you found these 7 Stoic disciplines useful, Leave a comment below. Share which step you'll start with today. I want to see who's truly committed to mastering their mind. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it gently with someone who needs this guidance. Your engagement helps others discover these tools and take control of their lives too.